Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Iesha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Yo, good morning. Welcome to the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the pulse of Phoenix and beyond. Like always, we are all the way live in Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Damon Dipleen Ellison and my co-host,
Iesha.
We will be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in your vibrant community, your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of our city, man. So let's get it going, man. Yeah. So, Habari Live, where we bring you engaging conversation and inspiring stories from remarkable individuals making a difference in our community, Phoenix. Today on Habari Live podcast, we have a special guest, comedian Sean Will Smith.
How you guys doing?
Yo, what's up, brother?
Thank you so much for having me.
Man, we appreciate you coming on. He is a very hilarious stand-up comedian, but also one of the hosts of Be Funny, a unique comedy spelling bee happening at Rip Bar on 16th Street in Phoenix, Arizona. This event mixes sharp wit with tricky words, creating a night of laughs, surprises, and maybe even a little humiliation. We're excited to talk with Sean about his journey in comedy, what inspired his creative event, and what attendees can expect. What's wrong? You on the wrong?
He's got the Habari Live Facebook, but not the Habari Entertainment Facebook. So that's what I was
there you
trying
go,
to
right
get
there.
Yep,
There you
right
go.
there.
You're all good. Yeah, man. So, all right, man, let's go into a little, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah. So, again, first off, thank you so much for having me.
For sure.
I really appreciate it. This is so
man.
cool. You guys seem like cool people.
Yeah, man.
I'm really excited. So, a little bit about me. I've always been fascinated with comedy since I was a little kid. I just didn't have the balls to actually do it.
Yeah.
I got into engineering later in life.
Wow.
Went to school for that. Did a lot of I worked in the mines actually in Eastern Arizona.
Holy crap.
And that was just humbling. That was like, I was like, what am I doing out here?
Mhm.
I can do this in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So after a while, I actually moved to Phoenix, and I've been here for like 6 years now. And about 4 years ago, I started my comedy career, going to some open mics here in the Valley. And, you know, they're rough. They're probably more humbling than the mines, to be honest.
Dude,
But
that's it's so hard. I say it all the time, man. Comedians, to me, it's harder to be a comedian than most anything that you get on the stage to do. Because if you're doing music, you can kind of hide behind the music.
mm-hmm.
You can just get lost in what you're doing.
Right.
Just finish what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're not connecting, that's fine. You don't really need the people to connect with you to be able to have a good show.
Right.
If you go on this comedy set and you feel you're not connecting with the people,
they'll tell you. They'll tell you. They'll heckle you.
Dog, it's tough.
They'll say, get off the stage, you idiot. What are you doing? You're not a comedian.
Dog, man. I don't envy you guys, man. Because like I said, getting booed, getting heckled, things that people say.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the toughest nights you've had doing comedy?
Well, I'll preface it with this. There's two types of comedy events when you're starting out. You have the open mics, and then you have the shows.
Yeah.
And this is a dynamic for every comedian who's starting out. You practice your jokes, you write your jokes. Some people write it, some people, work them out on stage. But when you're at the open mic, you're only performing to other comedians who are also, going through their sets in their head. Maybe they're actually writing it down. Maybe they're just getting drunk. So the only people that you're saying your comedy set to don't want to hear you.
Right.
The last thing they want to do is laugh.
Right.
Now you have the other situation where you're in a show and people are like engaged. So you have two different sides of the spectrum. So the open mic isn't necessarily a good representation for the real game.
Right.
So you have to be able to adapt and understand that feedback at the open mic isn't necessarily real or
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
And you have to kind of see through the BS.
Right.
Is this actually funny or is it really not funny? Because
Right.
nobody's going to laugh either way.
That's crazy.
And then you take those jokes to the stage and, they might not work there either. Maybe they will. Some of the best jokes that I have are the ones that I thought weren't going to work. They didn't work at the open mic, which again doesn't mean anything.
Right.
But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take these to the show, take them to the show,
right.
and they're my best jokes to date.
Wow.
So
how is it trying to figure out? Go ahead, switch with bro. Trying to figure out exactly what the crowd is looking for, like how to figure out. You know what? Maybe I need to switch this. I know it's hard. That's veteran comedians that get there, but trying to figure out where the crowd. How does that come to play for you when you're on stage?
It's really leaning into the present moment because every crowd's going to be different.
Yeah.
Depends what geographic location you're in.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
Depends what venue you're in. So there might be a group of people that are completely different on Friday from Saturday.
Right.
So you better maybe switch up your jokes a little bit that might tailor to that crowd a little bit better. But as long as you're aware and you're feeling the room, you can usually do a good job of choosing which jokes will work for that set.
Yeah, man. That's a tough one. Go ahead, switch for me, bro. That's a tough one, man, because man, to know for sure what crowd to crack what jokes, and and to feel like you feel comfortable, or you feel like, hey, man, I think I have a pretty good connection with this crowd. I think we're just we're talking, we're having this conversation, and then it can go left real fast, or it can go right. You know what I mean? So, man, that's definitely tough, man. Like I said, I do not envy comedians, man. For
Maybe
real.
you got to try it one of these days.
Nah, hell no. Give me booed. Give me booed. So, what inspired you to be? What inspired the idea for Be Funny? Do you know the idea behind the show that you guys will be doing?
Yeah, I know the idea. It's half my show. It's half my best friend's show, John Boyd.
Okay.
John's he's one of the best comedians in Phoenix.
Okay.
And we created this show together. We thought it would be an interesting way to just incorporate comedy and just maybe the crowd can get involved, kind of actively participate. And there's some other comedy shows that, as these comedy festivals have gone on, different comedians have created different types of shows. Like one of them has like a shot collar.
Really?
Yeah, like
Wow.
if you're bombing on stage, they'll press the shot collar and it will like a dog shot collar,
Right.
and you'll just like spaz out for a second and be like, all right,
Well,
better not tell that joke again.
Right.
So John and I created this spelling bee, and essentially what it is we'll give you an easy word and a hard word, and if you get the word wrong, later in the show when you're doing your set, you have to incorporate that word into your set.
Wow.
And it's kind of fun. The audience gets to see like words that they might know how to spell, maybe not. And it's
right.
It's kind of like Wheel of Fortune or
Jeopardy,
something a little bit academic, but also fun too. So we've had one show so far. It was sold out. There's probably 90 people there, and it was a blast. We recorded the whole thing. We're gonna keep doing it, and because that first show was so successful, actually, one of the comedy clubs in Chandler called Mic Drop Mania invited us to have that show there in April. So
that's dope, man.
Yeah,
that is dope. That's what we're talking about, man.
We're doing things.
Yeah, man, that is dope, dude. Like I say, man, you have to be able to put yourself out there. You can't be scared. But like I said, I know that the chances you guys are taking, going out there and putting yourselves out there in front of people. So spelling bees can be intense, but adding comedy, no. Hold on. What's the funniest moment you've seen so far at your Be Funny event?
Oh shoot. Okay. The guy that won the first show, his name's Derek McDaniel. And when he spelled both words right, I believe this is what happened. I was drinking a little bit. He like took off his shirt and just like was throwing his boobs around, and everybody was like, "What does that have to do with this?"
Right.
But
It was his new way. It was his way of
so I was
celebrating.
like, "All right, that's definitely comedy."
Right. So, man, who were some of your inspirations growing up? Who were you? Who were your favorite comedians?
Mm-hmm. You know, it's people aren't going to want to hear this if they follow comedy, but I respect Louis C.K. as a comedian, not as a person, but as
Hey,
a
man.
comedian. I don't condone what he did,
Right.
but I like Louis C.K. I like Mark Normand, Bill
Okay.
Burr, some of these
Yeah.
up and coming guys.
Yeah, man.
Familiar with these guys?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Bill Burr. I'm not familiar with the guy in the middle, but
Mark Normand.
Mike Norman. No, I don't
Mhm.
think I'll probably have to see his face. But Bill Burr, excellent comedian. You know, your boy, Louis C.K. He got into a little trouble, and did some perverted things, but you sometimes have to separate the art from the person. You know what I mean? And he made a mistake, but that doesn't take away some of the great things that he brought to
Yeah.
the stage. You know what I mean? You can be two things at once. You could be a horrible human being
Yeah,
and
you
also bring something good to the art. And we don't have to follow them, and they don't have to be our role models.
Yeah.
But we can still look up to what they brought to the art.
Right. You can choose the pieces that you want to take from these people.
Most definitely, man.
Take it with you.
That's what we do with most people. Even the people that that we put up on pedestals and say are perfect people, they're not perfect, bro.
No, we're all humans.
We're selecting what we want to remember about them. We're not remembering the things that they were doing that were bad.
Right.
So I'm not trying to condone what bro's doing. I'm just saying we're all human, man. Bro.
And let me add, as a comedian, when you're doing open mics and stuff, you'll see all the other comedians in the room from the whole valley. And as you're looking at them, you realize they're all drunk. Every comedian has some sort of issues.
Right.
And when you go professional, some of them become more prevalent. And they actually get exposed for it. And I think that's what happened with Louis C.K.
Dude, unfortunately, I believe that all artists are mentally disturbed. On it's different levels. Some people are higher than others. But I think for some reason that brings the best art. The people who are seeing the world in a different way.
Right.
And that's what we pay for, because they're seeing something that you maybe don't see every day.
Yeah.
And they can look at the same situation and somehow bring out something hilarious out of the same situation you were just looking at.
Right.
And that's why we love artists and we love what they do.
Exactly.
So what can we expect when they come to the Rip Bar for Be Funny? What are the main things that you are you hoping people will come for?
Oh, it's not hoping, man. You're gonna expect to have a great night. It's probably one of the best nights of your life, I'd say.
Okay.
It's I don't know about that, but it's fun, man. It's always a good time. We incorporate if I'm looking at you, I'm on the stage and I see that you're not vibing, I'll try to incorporate you into the show.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Right.
It's everyone's involved.
Yeah.
It's just fun, man. I kind of explained the show earlier. We give them a word and they try to spell it, but there's also the end of the show where they have their set, so you get to hear jokes. You get to, and these guys are the best in the valley, so they're solid, and it's just a fun night. You should try it out
for sure. So what do you think about the environment of the comedian today, with people trying to cancel you because they don't like your jokes? It seems like it's less comedians than it used to be that's making it to the highest level.
Sure.
We're not seeing the movie impact that we used to see with the comedians. What do you think, man, is some of the reasons that we've gotten to this place of not being able to laugh at ourselves anymore?
Well, because the comedy industry in the past 5 years has exponentially gone up.
Okay.
I mean, just from last year, 2024 to 2023 to 2024.
Okay.
It went up. My guess is like 50%.
Wow.
With like viewers of the overall
just coming into
subject of comedy.
to going to bars and seeing comedians live.
I'm
and things
talking
like
about
that.
like Netflix, Hulu,
Oh, okay.
like streaming
Okay.
these specials.
All right.
And so with more
No,
people,
you're right about that.
yeah. I mean, I think this year in 2024, last year I should say,
Mhm.
the industry was over $1 billion.
Yeah.
For live performances.
Okay.
So with all these new people, are new haters too.
Yeah.
There's going to be people that get offended.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole influx, and just as a statistic, there's some of those people are going to get offended.
Yeah.
So there's more chances to get canceled. There's more chances of you saying something that doesn't align with somebody's humor.
Right.
And so that might tick them off so much that they feel the need to write something to somebody. And then that's your last Habari podcast.
Right.
You're not doing those anymore.
Man, that's real, man. I it's, to me, I guess because I came up in the 90s, man, and I feel like that was like the golden age of comedy, man. And I felt like every year there was a new comedy movie, a new Jim Carrey movie coming out, a new movie from Eddie Murphy that was dropping. You know what I'm saying? Dave Chappelle dropping DBC movies. You know what I mean? Like, it was everywhere, bro. We had so many movies starring those guys that I think now that we're trying to find some. And I understand what you're saying with the comedy shows. I think Netflix is doing a good job with that, bringing people back, and maybe that's what was needed to make that connection again. I'm just like, off the top of my head, I'm like, who are the number one guys right now? Who's putting butts in seats in movies? You get what? Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's almost probably close to number one.
I would call him number one comedian right now. When it comes to that, that medium of being in movies and being able to do other things like that. But man, it doesn't seem like they're taking the gambles. I think, does Damon Wayans, does he have a show right now still? No, that's what's your boy name? That was Mike Epps. He has a Netflix show right now as a family show.
The Upshaws.
The Upshaw, is that still going? Yeah,
New season
he
just
has
dropped.
a show. They just brought back your one boy. They used to do Tim the Tool Man. He has a new show.
Oh, Tim Allen.
But Tim, he was a comedian. That's where he got his start. So him, he's got something new. But it seems like they're trying to get back to those good days, man. And I'm really looking forward to it, man. Because like I said, man, we used to have so much. And I don't know, it was raunchy. You know what I'm saying? It was a very raunchy time, the 90s, early 2000s. But man, you loved it, man. And everybody loved those movies still. Because all those movies from back then were so great. And the comedians were able to do so much. And I think now that everybody's so fucking uppity that you can't do anything. So have you, oh my goodness. I might have looked at these. So you've performed stand-up across different venues. How does hosting an interactive event compare to traditional stand-up?
That's a good question, because a lot of comedians haven't hosted before. They just do their set. Hosting is a little different because you have to be the professional one.
Yes.
But also have that other side of you're still trying to be a little funny.
Right.
You can't just be a brick wall,
right,
and tell people the rules.
Definitely.
Without being a little humorous. It is a comedy show at the end of the day.
You got to keep the energy up.
So I've made that mistake when I first started. I was like super robotic, super serious. This is the show, laying it all out. This is what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Let the comedians focus on the funny. But no, it's your job to line it all out, keep some order, show people that this is a professional show, that we've prepared.
Yeah.
And then also do your job, be funny. So I would say actually the host is probably a harder position.
It is.
Especially if you have to do some time off the top as a host. Sometimes you'll have to do all right, you get up on stage, do 5 minutes, 10 minutes off the top, then you start your show. And that could be a little weird as a transition.
Emergencies happen.
Yeah.
Someone needs a little bit more time and they're like, keep it rolling for a little bit.
Yeah.
You have to go ahead, switch that, bro. You have to be able to make it happen. and be on top of it and be able to be funny right on the spot. That's why, man, a lot of people hate Steve Harvey, man, but dude is one of the best MCs, hosts that in comedy history to me. He may not be the best, he might not be the funniest person, but when it comes to MCing and hosting, that dude's on another level.
Yeah.
Who's another person? Martin, he was always good back in the day. You're able to make people laugh, be funny, and introduce the next guest and bring him in and get you hyped for that next person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a talent. You know what I'm saying? And be able to keep the energy up in the room. That's a talent. It's not something that everybody can do. You just come to the stage. You know, they're hilarious.
Right.
And you can't be a robot, like you said, man. So Phoenix has, let me see. Phoenix has a growing comedian scene, man. And what's your take on the local talent and the opportunities for comedy here in Arizona?
Yeah. Well, compared to other cities in the United States, I would say Phoenix is a pretty good city to start out in comedy.
Okay.
It's a growing city, so you're not as big as LA, you're not as big as New York or Austin, Texas, but you still have like 5 stable comedy clubs.
Okay.
Maybe like 4
Okay.
comedy clubs that are legit and you can practice comedy. Whereas if you go to maybe a smaller town, there's just one.
Yeah.
And then do you really get a whole lot of exposure?
No. Right.
Not really. And that's the whole part of comedies. You need as much stage time and different stage time as possible. And then as far as Phoenix, the comedians here, I mean, they're dehydrated. They are they need some water. A lot of the comedians are younger, in their like 20s. Got some people in their 40s and 50s too, but most of them sit in like their early 20s.
Definitely.
And then usually stop by the time they're 30.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's not an easy profession, man.
No.
People think it's easy, man, but dude, you see a lot of people fall off over the years, and it's hard to make it. You gotta be able to hit that work and somehow just find a niche and then be able to hit it and know that time. And then it's all about timing too. It's not always easy. So do you see yourself going back to California, going to the laugh factories that's out there, right? You got the comedian scene there really puts people on another another platform, another pedestal, because those guys, they really have made people's careers from out there. Do you see yourself trying to if you could figure out the Phoenix location, getting yourself together to try to get up to back to California area, Los Angeles area, or in Vegas too? That's a big one too, man.
So I'll be doing all of that. I'll be doing the New York, LA, Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm just really trying to hone in on my set, my craft, and make it as best as it possibly could be right now. And it's not there for this. Let's just call it a special for this special. So I'm just taking my time right now to work on it and do shows here in Phoenix. Once I got that like a solid 15 minutes, I'll be all over.
And that's so crazy.
I'll be all over, because from there, then you're good.
You're good. Yeah, because like go ahead, switch it, bro. We got comedians like Robin Harris. He did one set about baby kids and they made a cartoon about it. They did everything. That's all you need is that one set, bro. That one story that people really attach to, and you're on your way, man. I really think that if you own in on your craft, you can get places you didn't think that you can get.
Right.
So if you had any comedian, dead or alive, compete and be funny, who would it be and why?
That's a good question. I would have to say probably like Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh yeah,
just because he's a goofy guy and he's probably got something to say that's gonna make you crack up.
Man, he's a really intelligent dude,
and he's smart.
Yeah,
I'm just here. You can have the show, Jerry. You're funnier than me.
Nah, man, he has a very, very dry humor that's just like really, man. He's just dope, and I've always loved Seinfeld. I never really watched too much of his stand up. You know, at the beginning, I know he does those little corny jokes. I know that's not really, you know, everything he does. But dude is a comedian king. He's a king, and you can't take that shit away from him, bro.
Right.
And I agree. He could bring that aura that you need. You know what I mean? Because he's, you know, he just has it, man.
The one thing I learned about Jerry was he takes comedy more seriously than almost any other comedian I know.
Wow.
He's a prolific writer. He writes every day for
Goodness.
You know, to my understanding, all day. I could be wrong about that, but he writes a lot, and some say that would take away from your craft because you're doing it too much.
Okay.
But from a long-term perspective, it's better. You're doing it all day, every day. You're still there's no way around it that you're not going to get good.
You're going to get good.
Yeah.
You're going to get better. So what's your style of comedian, of comedy? So I know that like a Chris Rock, he says that back in the day on one of his old programs, he was talking about when he feels something that's funny, he would call his answer machine and leave it on his answer machine for him to have that, for him to take notes on it later.
Yeah.
How do you keep up with your comedy, your jokes and things that come in your mind that you're like, man, that's fucking funny. Let me notate that for later on or for something. Or how do you work your comedy?
I have two different ways. First way is if I think of something, I'll just jot it down in notes in my phone, just one word or a sentence.
Yeah.
Usually try to keep it short so I can work it out later. If I write a full sentence or a paragraph, that could like influence the way I look at it later. So I'll just write one word, or I'll get out my phone and do voice memos and just like say it into the phone. And that's how I have some of my jokes today is like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because it's all of being a comedian to me is all, like I said earlier, seeing things in the different way that everybody see the same shit, you know, and being able to make it funny because just of that way of looking at it. And I think that's the number one. That's what we need comedians for. And I wish that we would give a little leeway to the comedians today because, man, even though if you don't like the joke, and sometimes it's some racist jokes, I don't like it too much, but I don't take too much on it. You know what I mean? Because it's comedy, man. And if we take this stuff too serious, man, we're never going to be able to talk about these things, and we're never going to get past them if we can't laugh about them.
Right.
And the number one thing to do in this, man, is just sitting back and just laughing at ourselves and some of the decisions that we've made throughout history. And I think too many people can't do that anymore. And we need to get back to those days.
Right.
Being able to laugh at ourselves. And, you know, we look at old movies like Airplane, and I love those movies.
Hell yeah.
They were fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
They had some racist tendencies and some kind of cringe, you know, moments. But man, we how is something going to be funny if you're not taking chances?
Right.
If you're not taking chances to you may not be able to get to that funny. That's what funny is about. It's taking that chance, taking that step, going over those lines that were already set in the sand and saying, I'm gonna cross that line and say those things.
Right.
If you're not crossing lines, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, if you're not attempting to just like straddle the line and be very careful and walk that thin rope, bro. It's probably not going to be funny at all for anybody.
It's not.
That if you are offending somebody, you're probably doing a good job.
That's right.
As far as comedy goes, you're probably doing your job.
That's what it's
and
about,
if you're not
man.
offending anybody, then maybe you should do comedy for kids or something.
For real, man. And not everyone can be Pee Wee Herman. And we saw with Pee Wee, he couldn't even be himself. You know, Pee Wee just had to come out in the book. Later years, he's been a comedian his whole life. And because he was around kids and because he did things for kids, until today, he probably would have this problem still because there's so many people with the crazy mind state that he couldn't be himself. Everybody, I knew he was gay. Everybody knew he was gay, but he couldn't come out and say who he was at that time in the 80s and the early 90s. It's tough. And, you know, I wish dude could have been able to live his life the way he wanted to, man. Because like I said, he was a veteran comedian. He built that Pee Wee Herman person back in the 70s. You know, because if you go watch the Cheech and Chong movies back in the 70s, you'll see him as Pee Wee Herman all the way back then. you know, and then, you know, they took it and brought it for kids. But dude was doing that as in Cheech and Chong movies, weed and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then we bring it to kids and we want this guy to be perfect. It's crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he has to change and hide his whole persona and who he is because we wanted to bring this and put it in front of kids because we thought the kids would love it, and they loved it. I loved it. I was a kid at the time. I loved Pee Wee Herman, man. Everybody did. We watched the movies, Large Marge and all that shit. Everybody liked it, man. And I just, you know, it's just tough that people can't be themselves. Rest in peace, Pee Wee. And
R.I.P.
Last question before we get up out of here, brother, and take a break. Where can people follow you online and stay updated on your comedy and events and what you have going on, Sean? Let us know how to follow you.
Yeah, so I have 2 Instagram usernames. My first is my name, Sean Will Smith. It's Sean, and then the actor Will Smith. You could figure it out. Second one is my Comedy City company with John Boyd. It's called Comedy City. Comedy City. There's a couple underscores after it, but if you just type in Comedy City, it'll come up. That's where we post all of our reels, our content, where we have our shows. Because we don't just have shows at this one bar, Rips. Like I said, we're expanding. We're going all over. So
Dope.
yeah, follow us on Comedy City. Follow me, Sean Will Smith, and you're gonna have a good time.
For sure, bro. We really, really appreciate you, Sean, stopping by and talking to us about what's going on with the spelling bee at it's Rip Bar, right?
Rips Bar.
Rips Bar on
Yeah.
16th Street, right?
Yep, 16th and
Phoenix,
Thomas.
Arizona, man. Come through, check him out, and support your local comedians, man. We really appreciate you guys. We're gonna be back. It's gonna be in a few minutes. More Habari Live in a few moments here.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fry shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fry shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fry shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
And now, this week's Habari.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
And now, this week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipling Ellison.
Yo, welcome back, man. We want to say we appreciate Shine for coming through and talking about the spelling bee coming up at Rip's Bar, and thanks everyone for sticking around. Yo, man. So let's get to some of the comments we've had so far today. Let's go ahead and post them up if you use some of them that's been coming through. I don't like your beard, but I like the shape of your head. Oh man. The shit we be getting. What is this? Show that one to Mr. Harris. That's hilarious. I'm in illegal Venezuela, now live in USA. We illegal on our cities. What? What? Bro, what are you talking about?
Right.
Go to where have all the good people gone? What is that about? Where have all the good people gone? I don't know. All right. Because you are neither hot or cold, you're lukewarm. I will spit you out of. Wow.
Revelations 3:16.
I don't know if that was in Revelations at all. I'm not sure. Dude said what he said.
Elijah?
He said, "Is this a recording?" No, bro. We are live. We are live. What's up from Dublin, Ireland? What up, Ireland? What's up, dog? All right, man. We're gonna get into some news. Let's get into the news. You know what I mean? This is what people come here to see, and that's what we do. So welcome to Habari News Weekly, brought to you by Habari Entertainment. I'm your host, Damon Dipling Ellison, and I'm joined by Iesha to bring you the latest updates and insightful discussions on the most pressing topics of the week. Mr. Trump has reopened Guantanamo Bay to house immigrants. I thought that was ridiculous that this guy has opened this back up. We've been trying for 20, 30 years to get it closed because it's a horrible prison, and it's on the island of Cuba. It's on the other side of. It's just a bad place, man. And for him to send people there, man, it really reminds you of how we did the Japanese with the internment camps. and how the Jews were sent to concentration camps. This is tough, man. Some people will not leave that damn island, man. And this is something that a lot of people are for, but I 100% disagree with this crap. There are ways to do this, man, without being inhumane. And Trump has proven over his first 2 weeks in office that he is definitely not humane. He does not care about people at all, and he's waging a fight against all people of all colors and backgrounds. So I just wanted to make sure I put it out there, man, how much I'm against this Guantanamo Bay opening back up. And it's just garbage. Let's see what Ash Lewis says. So it's money and maybe even trafficking there. So it's money and maybe even I'm not sure what you're talking about, but yeah, there is some trafficking going on. Those things, man, those things I agree with everyone, because Biden, Obama, they all have sent back criminals. Many of them. You know that Biden, he sent back more people than Trump did in his first term. It's tough that people don't listen to the numbers, and they just listen to the pundits and Fox News and just run from there. But man, they've been doing a good job of getting rid of the traffickers and getting rid of all the people who are doing crime. They were not going after normal everyday people that are working their jobs in warehouses and plants. But that's something Trump is doing. So that definitely is making it, a different environment around what's going on. And it's kind of tough, man, to see people, people online crying. Who was that? Was that last week or was it this week? Selena Gomez was on there crying.
I think it was last week.
You sure?
Because Trump made a comment about it this week.
Oh, did he? Yeah. But yeah, man, she's on there crying, man, and people just cussed her out, made her take it down. You know what I mean? That's how much sympathy and empathy they have for the people that's going through these things. They just like, don't come here. But like I said, man, I was watching these people in and I forget the border town in Arizona. They depend on people coming across the border and buying products, buying things, doing things in America. Those people, they go back to their country at the end of the day. They go through legal ports. Like most people go through legal ports. That's the thing that people don't understand. They think everybody's just coming here illegally. Most people go through legal ports of entry, and they just overstay or whatever else they do. But a lot of people go just through the normal ports of entry. But anyway, they were saying that they're having a hard time as the city because they depend so much on the people coming across the border and buying things, and people don't care, man. Trump don't care if this town goes to nothing or these people starve or they can't pay their bills or rent because these people are not coming across because they feel like they're not wanted in the country. And that's not that's not what we should be putting forth. We should be getting rid of criminals, but we shouldn't be putting forth where it makes people feel like they don't even want to come to America. And that's what happened last time he was in office. We had a horrible time with people coming here from all type countries. People didn't want to visit America. The vacation areas in America lost lots and lots of money. A lot of people lost jobs that were in the vacation transportation area, and that's what happened 4 years ago. Yeah, Trump is back bringing bull, and and what Trump did back then, like I said, we lost a lot of money, man. And again, we're gonna lose a lot of money because people are not gonna want to come to America. Go ahead, show that by Gerald Glass. Yeah, man. Happy Black History Month. Definitely. Thank you, Mr. Glass. We did see Trump then remove Black History from the Department of Defense. They say they will not be celebrating Black History in the department, in the military. I don't know what's going on with that. We did see them overturn the Tuskegee Airmen history. Mr. Hegseth said that they will be still learning that even though at first they turned that down and they said they weren't going to be talking about that anymore. Now, I haven't heard any updates yet on the removal of Black history, but this is something more on top of the DEI initiatives that's been going on. The attack on Black is what I call it. They just, Trump is just full hedge forward, attacking on all Black, anything that has anything to do with Black or has anything attached Black to it. So it's tough, man. We're in a situation where we got the president in our face calling us incompetent, saying that we're ignorant. So it's a tough situation, bro. And I'm hoping, you know what I mean, we can make it out this 4 years, man. But right now, happy Black history is always going to be important to us because we know that so many people don't want it. There's other history months, there's Mexican Heritage Month, it's everything,
which has all been removed from federal
Right.
celebrations.
Right. But it seemed like the most hate is for Black history, man. I don't know, man. Ash Lewis, go ahead and show. Let's see what she got to say, man. Missing this thing. What? My dad was locked up with the grown folks here in Mississippi for marching and fighting. He was a kid slanging hammer with the grown. Okay. My mother was a water girl for workers on the plantation. That's crazy. And she says Black people should have voted. I agree, man. A lot of people stayed home. Liberals as a whole should have voted. A lot of people thought of reasons why they didn't have to vote this time, man. And okay, Mississippi, my bad. Thank you for taking that, letting us know about that, Ash. Appreciate it. But yeah, I really agree. We should have did better, man. The numbers, in fact, and even in a state like Mississippi, where I think, but Mississippi is what, 35, 36% Black, can't get people to vote in Mississippi, man. You know how many has there ever been a Black governor in Mississippi? You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff that we're talking about here. Mississippi is a place somehow uh um never can get a Black person there. Never can get a Black person in charge with all of the Black people that live there. We don't have any good. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. You would think out of a place like Mississippi, we would be able to figure out how to get candidates there. Even if we have to move them there, we should be able to have good candidates there. That's pushing the narrative. And it's one thing that I just don't understand about the Democrats. We do a bad job of that. Places like Mississippi, man, it's too many Black people to be losing all the time, and we just lose. We never win there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. I don't even think they try. They don't even try. It's just loss after loss. So I wanted to talk about those couple things before I got into the segment. This segment this morning, we wanted to send first of all, send our prayers to all of the people that perished in the plane crash in DC. I think is over the Potomac, and we really it's a sad situation, man, and all the people, the skaters and all of the people who were doing their jobs and just trying to come back. I think it was a civil rights lawyer that passed away. So it's really sad, man. I feel sorry for all those people, and I do not want to disrespect anyone who was passed away there, man. But we want to talk about Trump blaming DEI for the plane crash, and we're just going to react to this, man. And first off, like I said, we want to send our deepest condolences to the families affected by the tragic plane crash. Our hearts go out to everyone impacted by this terrible event. And it's really, really sad.
Absolutely. This is a time for leadership, for addressing real safety concerns, not spreading misinformation. But here we have Trump blaming DEI right off bat for the plane accident in DC.
Yeah, man. Yep, he said a group within the FAA determined that the workforce was too white. He said these words himself. He said it. All of y'all are always saying he's not racist. He's not about race. It's not about race. But this dude brought this up as the president said the race white. He brought it to this. He didn't have to say anything about colors. He could have tried to keep it. We already know what's going on, that he hates black people. We already get it.
Right.
But he made sure he let y'all know that white people are getting hurt, and he doesn't like this. Now, it's a lot of people who love to take up for this dude. But when he said those words, the white workforce, I was like, there you go. He's finally told the truth. That's why people like him though. Because he's straight out racist and he's not faking it. They like it. Then they had concorded efforts to get the administration to change that, and to change it immediately, he claims. This started under Obama. Like it's so, why didn't anything happen under Obama, bro? You talking about how you were making everything so white and perfect. Why did it happen under your administration and not under Obama's administration? What's up, Jimmy? That's the number one thing. How do you say that? How do you come out of your mouth that it's Obama's fault and it's DEI's fault when it's happened under your watch? And you say that you're perfect and everybody's white. So, dog, it's 100% bull is what he just said the other day. It's on you.
Yeah, so basically Trump saying that he's mad that they tried to make the workforce have more representation of what America actually looks like.
Exactly. But here's the thing. None of this means they lowered the standards. This is the part that racists just don't get it, man. And I will never understand why they don't get it. I mean, I understand because they don't want to get it. They don't want to. Hey, this is for you, Jimmy. Boo! Talk about LeBron for president. You don't get out of here. But this is the thing that people don't understand, man. The standards were never lowered, man. DEI does not mean that we're going to lower the standards. And that's the part that y'all don't get or don't want to get. You think just because they're hiring different people and people that may have disabilities or people that have different backgrounds, that mean that the standards of hiring is lowered? That shows your racism, bro. That shows that you're racist, that the fact that you can even think that in your mind. Well, they're hiring black people and Mexicans, so the standards have to be lower. It's no way that those people are. You're racist. And the thing is you don't believe that you are. But you are 100% racist if you think that the people who are from different ethnic backgrounds can't do the job just because of their ethnicity. That's called racism, my bro. That's what that is. And all of you believe that DEI is lowering the standards. And even the president said it. For him to say that, he proves that he is a racist. When you think that your race makes you better at a job, at a opportunity, at reading, writing, if you think that your race makes you smarter, you are a racist. Do you understand that? If you say to yourself, well, hi, I'm a white man, I'm smart, you're racist. Just because you white don't make you smart, my guy. That's not how it works. None of this means that they lowered the standards, like they say. The FAA has always required rigorous training and testing.
And then Trump threw in a wild claim this week that the Biden administration was hiring individuals with severe intellectual disabilities under their diversity programs.
Which is
flat out false.
It's just false. It's just false. It's completely false. Disability rights groups, including the American Association of People with Disabilities, have already come out and called his comments irresponsible, disparaging, and 100% wrong.
I want to address some of the comments that we got real quick.
Goodness.
Yeah, go ahead and show that one right there.
No, if you hire people because of their skin color, that is racist. But that's against the law. And if you get caught hiring people based on skin color, which has been against the law since the 60s, you will go, your company will lose a lot of money. You will get sued. You can't hire people because of their skin color. It's already a law. I know it's hard for people to understand that. It's already the law, man. Civil rights laws, when we say that being black shouldn't hinder you from getting hired, that was one of the things, that's one of the steps that's in there. You cannot hire people because they are black, or you cannot hire them because they are black. You can't discriminate. You can't hire people. Oh, look, it's a white guy. Hire him. You can't do that, Mr. Overcomer. No, DEI does not demand that. I'm so sick of explaining this to you people, dog. It's really, really, really sad, Mr. Overcomer, how sad you guys are. It is not twisting what anti-DNI is not saying we're hiring people by their race. We are saying that if you are qualified and you happen to be black, you will have a chance. We're not saying, hey, you're black, you're good. That's not, no, it's not. I'm so sad that y'all think this thing, man. But this is what you think of us, Mr. Overcomer. It's fine.
That one right there. They have lowered the standards. The schools everywhere are changing the test score acceptances for passing if you're black.
Wow.
Where's your proof of that, bro?
Nah, man. That's the type shit that Candace Owens be talking about. They have lowered the standards. Nah, man. It's been tested a million bajillion times. People are not smarter because of their skin tone. I'm sorry, bro. I know it might make you feel better. All that matters is the how much schooling that people are able to get to. It doesn't matter what race you are. They're not lowering schools for black people to. They're not lowering anything. They're not lowering scoring acceptance. They're not doing that. What they are doing is offering people who are different colors an option to be able to go to these schools. Now, does sometimes, because some of the schooling that the black people have in some of their areas, we have better scores than others, but we have bad schools. We have bad schools in a lot of these areas. So to expect geniuses coming out of schools that have zero money is kind of crazy. And then you're sitting here saying that we should be held to the same standards when our schooling is not held to the same standards. The schooling in a lot of black neighborhoods, or it's woefully under funded. We're not getting the same funding that these kids in the white areas are getting. So you can try to say, oh, it's blaming and say black people are dumb or whatever you want to, but it's not fair if the money is not being spread out evenly. And how they like to use real estate to fund our schools when a lot of black people are from a lot of poor areas, that is a good way to keep black people and Hispanic people and Mexican people and all type people down while the schools with all the good money stay up. The money should be evenly spread out. It shouldn't matter where you're from. All the money to the school should be even. But they try to make sure that they use your home's value and different things that is keeping people in places where they cannot fundamentally get better and have better schooling. So regardless of what you're saying, man, you can say whatever you want. But until everything is fair, you cannot sit there and say that it's racist against a certain group that used to always get everything.
Right.
It's always been skewed toward the white men. So to see the white men take a little bit of losses and a couple other people are getting jobs, the president is getting to it. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, Pete Buttigieg responded this week to the plane accident in DC, saying that, as families grieve, Trump should be leading the country and not lying about the cause of the accident.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's not forget that just a week before the accident happened,
Right.
Trump fired everyone at the FAA.
Yes, he did.
He fired everybody that works the control towers,
Mm-hmm.
saying that they were DEI hires.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're not going to take responsibility and say, oh, my bad, I fired everybody that was controlling everything, and then this happens,
Right.
and there's only one person on staff that day,
Mm-hmm. That's real.
Trump is completely responsible for this plane accident.
But we all know that I'll go ahead and switch it. We all know that the Trump doesn't take responsibility. I think this is one of his number one what packs in life is to never say sorry or to never accept that it's his fault.
Right.
So he will never say it's his fault. He will never
only
say
claim, oh, I did that.
That's right. It's going to be 100% somebody else's fault. He just does not take blame. That's just the way he does things.
But he takes credit for victories.
That's
but
not
does
his.
not take blame.
That's real. That's how he does it. So, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's taking a tragedy and turning it into a political talking point. Go ahead.
You're right. And let's be real here. Trump didn't even staff the FFA properly when he was in office the first time around. For 2 years, he left the agency without a permanent administrator. And then now he suddenly cares about air travel safety? How so?
And then, to blame Pete Buttigieg, I don't remember anything like this happening on his watch.
Me either.
Under his watch, we were safe. Under your watch, we've had two plane crashes in 2 days. So whose fault is it, bro? I agree with Jamie. Show her. Jamie's 100% right. Trump is absolutely at fault. And to try to put it off on disabled people or that enough white people don't have jobs is 100% crap. But the problem is, man, it's a lot of people out here that want to hear that. They want to hear that it's black people's fault. They want to hear that it's DEI fault. They want to hear that it was some disabled dude's fault. They feel good about that. Instead of them taking time and coming out and saying, hey, man, I condolences to the families. This man comes out and starts pointing fingers, man. It was disgusting. It was one of the most grossest things I've seen in my existence. And I knew I was going to see some disgusting shit when this motherfucker got back on in the White House. But this is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life, man. People are dead. And they asked the guy, are you going to go by and check it out and go by the disaster area? Oh, no, what you think I'm going to be swimming in there? I'm not going down there. Like, what's wrong? What is wrong with this dude? Like, I don't know how you people voted for this man. Like, dude, we can never hear from the Republican Party that they're a party of morals ever again. Because you guys have no morals. None. And everybody can keep taking it up from this dude. How come all the channels are parroting the same thing? I'm sorry. I don't believe you, Mr. Truvy, because it doesn't seem like everybody is saying, if you go to Fox News, they're going to be sugarcoating this. The rest of the news is going to tell you the story. That's what's really going on and how people are outraged about what this guy has done. But Fox News, they're gonna spread it on like honey and act like this none of these things are happening with him. There are problems in the FFA. They have more to do with outdated infrastructure and underfunding, not diversity.
Oh man, this is just crazy because Trump is just using this to push his tired old culture war narrative.
Yeah.
And it's becoming really disgusting.
It's gross.
It really is because, as I read the comments today, I'm looking, why does it matter what color the pilot was that was in the plane?
Yeah, I saw somebody say that. What color was the pilot?
Why does that matter?
It doesn't. I don't.
They were qualified to fly the plane.
They was all qualified.
They passed the exams. They got hired. Why does it matter?
I'm not sure, man. I'm not gonna lie.
That's how disgusting Trump's culture war is. Because I can guarantee you, had somebody answered and said, oh, the pilot was a black lady or a Mexican lady, the first thing you're going to say is, well, see, that's DEI. Shouldn't have been hired to fire the plane.
And if what I'm saying, if the news is coming out right, everybody who was in the helicopter was white. I think it was a one woman. I mean, I don't understand who you're trying to blame this on. Like, go ahead, switch the camera, bro. Who are you? Who is he? I mean, what does it matter?
Right. What does it matter?
It was a fatal crash. Somebody made mistakes, definitely. We understand that. And it probably was, we understand that it was probably the helicopter. But it's just to even bring that up right now, when people are mourning, I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like these, it doesn't seem like he care about our country, man. He doesn't care about the well-being of Americans. He's the president supposed to console, man. Wake up and love your country. So Matt, we're supposed to love the country regardless of what they do. This is you guys' stance about America that I do not agree with you. We can tell America that it does something wrong. We can say, America, hey, you messed up and still love our country. When you have a wife, if your wife does something wrong, you talk it out and you tell her what she's doing wrong. You don't just accept her for everything that she does fucked up and just go on. You let her know, hey, babe, look, we have to talk about these things because there's a couple things that I think could go a different route. Why would I care about? I mean, we just gotta. He's what they say, Ash Lewis. He doesn't even care about Americans. You sound like you don't care about Americans. I care about all Americans, bro. If you taking up for Trump, you don't care about Americans because I love Americans. The people that love me, my people, I love them. The people that hate my guts, I don't mess with. It's like anybody. Most places I go to in America, I get a good, everybody's cool. But every now and then I go to the wrong place and don't feel that I'm welcome. That happens in America. But anyway, the Democrats have you in a chokehold. No, bro, I'm just able to think for myself. Something I don't think Trump voters really can do for themselves. They can't think for themselves. You can't see Trump say a word and come to yourself and say, you know what? Trump did something incorrect. It's impossible for you to do that, Mr. Matt O'Connell. And that's the thing about you people, man. If Biden did something incorrect, we're going to all say it. We're going to be like, hey, he did something. We don't like what Biden did. People didn't like that he pardoned his whole family. And people said something about those things. Those are the reasons why the Democratic Party sometimes splinters. Because people can't see eye to eye on everything. But the Republicans, it don't matter what Jar King says, you guys are going to go with him. He can disrespect everybody, and y'all all are going to be 100% ready, man. You have to be emotional in emotional times, man. I don't hate you. I pray for you. I pray for you too. Oh, my goodness. Liberals are filled with hate. How are we filled with hate when we're talking about love here? We're talking about loving your fellow Americans and not trying to point the finger at other Americans instead of just saying, hey, this is what's going on. We feel sorry for the families. He could have did that.
Addressing Ronald Huback's question, when is the right time to talk about this? The right time is now. This is why we're talking about it.
Man.
Additionally, there were one air traffic controller when there should have been two. That's Trump's fault. Trump fired everyone.
Well, I mean,
there would have been two more than one in there.
I also saw a report that they let someone go early or something because of an emergency. Now, I don't know how true that is either. But it's going to be a lot of stuff that's going on. So we can't say exactly. And that's the thing about it. We're not trying to point fingers. To me, I've let the investigation go through. Let them find out what's going on with the black boxes. Let them figure out everything. and for they can be able to make that decision on what they think happened. They'll come out with a report. Everybody else is just grasping at straws. We're not in the military. We don't know anything about these Black Hawk helicopters. We don't know anything. So we're all just guessing. And I'm you know me, I don't play that game. I'm gonna wait till they come out with a study and tell us exactly what's going on. And you can believe it or not believe it from what comes out of the information that comes out later. I don't really want to play that game. I just want to say, man, it's a horrible tragedy, and listen to the people and the families that talk about the people that died and the figure skaters that was great and awesome. And I just want to hear good things about the people, man. I don't want to point blame. I don't understand the Republican way of just pointing at everybody.
Right.
Go ahead, babe. Oh, look, all right. Let's go to the next one here.
Yeah.
It's again, our hearts go out to the victims of this crash. Real leadership is about fixing problems, not making up excuses. So let's go into our next story here. The next story is about, I think it's about the Trump tariffs that's going through. Trump tariffs plans. It's going to be higher prices, man. Get ready, man. Get ready. Get ready, Mr. Matt O'Connell, to pay more for your pork and beans, bro. Because you for your bologna sandwiches you be eating at night. Get ready, man, because they're about to be twice as expensive because Trump want to put tariffs on everything. So if you thought prices were already high, get ready. Trump is about to slam tariffs on our biggest partners, supposed to be our closest countries that we are with, and he wants to go to fight with them. He want to slap tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China starting today, supposedly.
Yeah.
I did hear that supposedly he's supposed to be pushing them out into March 1st, but I don't know how real that was either. I saw that. But they supposed to start today from what he was saying yesterday. Soon as he said that he's going to put the tariffs on, the market crashed immediately. So economists do not like this. They don't like his tariffs. Last time it hurt the economy. I know everybody they don't have a memory that's longer than 4 years. But I remember the economy was bad because this is tariffs. It hurt farmers. It hurt them. It hurt their ability to make money. And the products became more expensive. Trump is God. Yo, kneel before him. This is y'all problem, man. For real, dog. Y'all have real issues that y'all really think this dude is God. I mean, y'all need to, man, y'all need to learn something, man. I don't know what's wrong with you people,
It's
man.
sad, honestly.
Y'all think this dude is God is crazy. China started Saturday, and that means higher costs for just about everything.
Yep. And we're talking about electronics, toys, shoes, produce, lumber, cars. If it's imported, it's getting more expensive.
I'll switch it up, bro.
Basically. And let's be clear, tariffs aren't some magic punishment for other countries. American businesses and consumers are the ones that are going to pay the prices for these tariffs. We end up suffering.
It's crazy, man. Exactly. Go ahead, switch.
I mean,
tariffs work like a tax on companies importing goods into the U.S. And you know they're passing that cost down to us.
Exactly. And, Wall Street already reacted. The Dow dropped 0.75%. The S&P lost a half a point. And the NASDAQ fell 0.3%. So investors are nervous.
They're not feeling it, man.
And, I've already seen news reports this week that said that, with the upcoming Super Bowl, things like your guacamole, your salsa, those are going to get more expensive because guess what? Those items are imported from Mexico. So those are going to get more expensive.
So if we should be nervous, man. And the investors, they are rattled. Go ahead, switch, bro. And for good reason. When Trump did this before, like I said, farmers took a hit. Manufacturing got more expensive. I know you Trump voters don't get it because you're not paying attention to anything except Fox News. But you would think that you pay attention to the farmers. You say you give a fuck about the farmers, and the farmers are the people, they're the backbone of America, right?
Yep.
And you sitting there telling them, and you're okay with them struggling, and they're telling you they're struggling? They're having problems with hiring because we have the immigrants leaving. They're not going to be able to pay to the people who are going to come, and we're not going to work these jobs. Then the manufacturing is higher. What is he trying to put farmers out of business? I mean, I don't understand. I don't get it. No, somebody's don't get it because Trump is doing everything he can to kill farming. When Trump, like I said, when Trump did this before, farmers took a hit, manufacturing got more expensive, and companies had to lay off people.
I mean, you're right. And here we go again. He's trying to act like that he's this tough guy on China and Mexico and Canada. But the ones really feeling the punch in the gut, that's us.
Yeah.
We're the ones that's having to pay these prices.
Mm-hmm.
We're the ones having to go to the grocery store and look at everything get exponentially more expensive.
Right. So, I mean, it's crazy, man. I'm go ahead, switch, bro. I know it's gonna be tough for us to figure it out how to be able to survive in a situation where it was already tough under Biden to get out of the inflation that we were in, and Biden didn't do he did a lot to try to get us back to normal, but for the everyday person, man, it feels slow. You know what I mean? It feels like it's taking forever to get to that place where we need to feel like we're okay again. Groceries are costing too much for everyone. Everyone's hurting, man. We're both hurting, even Trump and regular people, non-Trump voters. We're all Trump voters and regular people. We're all hurting because it costs too much to live here now. Rent, everything's went up. So it's really, really tough, man. And to play this game of a trade war right now, it's just really putting us in a situation where we're going to fall back into the inflation that we already were getting out of. I think inflation was still at 2.9%. Biden he did a lot to get us out of this situation. He did a good job. We're going to need someone to save us after these 4 years, man. Let's go to the comments, man. I'd rather outsource food temporarily versus having illegals on the street. Your hate is ridiculous. We've always had people that take care of these things, especially when it comes to agricultural jobs. Americans, you get your ass out there, Gary, and pick them motherfucking fruits. Go on out there. And when I see you out there or some of your cousins out there, Gary, then I'll believe it. We're not going to be able to live our life outsourcing food. What are you talking about? And then temporarily, what's the temporary? Who's going to be the people that replace the immigrants if we don't have them? Like, dude, their mind state is crazy. Dude, leave the hate alone, man. Goodness. What's the next comment we got? You think what? Show me something good. It's a lot of them today.
K Proven. Yeah, I know I got a problem with pronouncing words sometimes, and I don't care. I will say that on the show, loud and proud,
Hey,
and every day.
What she make fun of you? What you say?
The exponentially word I can't pronounce. I have a hard time pronouncing words. So I mean, if that's what you're gonna try to come in here and make fun of, albeit we need the comedy. I'ma laugh at my damn self.
Hey man, hey, it happens every
day.
No one's perfect. Even the best people fumble with words sometimes.
And I can guarantee you don't pronounce everything 100% correctly.
Hey man,
100% of the time.
It's hard to be perfect. Only 1% of illegal aliens pick food. Last time I checked, there isn't apple orchards in Brooklyn. There are still jobs in Brooklyn, AD Victorium, that
immigrants
need to work. Go ahead, switch that up, man. So there are places, you know, that you don't want to work. You don't want to be the dishwasher, do you? There's a lot of jobs, man.
You want to go around sweeping floors?
Exactly.
Busting down tables?
Exactly. Who's doing that shit?
Cleaning toilets?
Exactly. So
being a housekeeper?
You're right.
Are these things that you want to go do personally?
Please.
For a job?
Please tell me when you work there. Because none of us are. I'm not doing it.
I mean, you know, we probably
show that comment.
We probably did
silly.
them as teenagers,
But as we got
White
older,
Falcon 44. Look what he said. Up one, down. Under Frank Collin. Yeah.
exponentially. Well, thank you.
uh, oh man, but yeah, man, we have to be better, man. We have to know that these things hurting our own selves to get rid of people is not going to make our future better. I know a lot of you people think, hey, get rid of the illegals, it's going to just be better, but no, it's not. We should be getting rid of criminals. I 100% agree with that. But we should not be getting rid of people who come here to work, to do labor that normal people cannot do. Show that AD Victorium there. So you want cheap labor, yeah. So you want cheap labor and exploit humans. Sound familiar? Hey, hey, it's the American way, right? I don't know a history where we haven't exploited humans. You give me a time where we haven't exploited humans. We're going to do it now. We're going to do it in the future. And we've done it all the way in the past. Your mission in life is to become the person that you can get educated enough for you don't get exploited. But unfortunately, this is the way of America. They're going to pay them people the least that they can for they can be able to pay for their crops. That's the way it is. We know that people don't work on farms like they used to. There's not families working these farms like they used to. So they need other people to work these farms for lower wages. These wages, we as Americans can't live off these wages. We have a hard time paying our rent. People work at Walmart and still on aid because they can't pay their rent because shit's so expensive. So I don't know, man. We have to have cheap labor, unfortunately. We're always going to have people on the lower side of labor in this country because the way capitalism is set up and the way the system is created. We need low wage workers. And that's because your corporations that y'all love so much, they're not going to make the money they need if they can't pay these wages. If they have to pay more, they're going to lose. Mm-hmm. So what we got here? Let's go to the next thing here. We got ending income tax would hurt the poor. This is something Trump's been talking about lately. He's been talking about ending income tax. I put this on later. I want to talk about it a little bit. He's been talking about ending income tax, and a lot of people have been agreeing with him, saying that ending income tax will be good for the poor people. But I wanted to explain real fast why ending income tax would be bad. Ending income tax would hurt the poor. It would shift the tax burden away from the wealthy and onto the poor and the middle class. This would reduce incomes for the bottom 60% of Americans while increasing incomes for the top 10%. Now, that is a bad plan that Trump keeps trying to put forward, but we want to make sure to inform people how horrible of a plan that shit is, and we cannot do this. We cannot get to a point where we're ending income tax. Now, a lot of people are going to agree with it because they agree with everything Trump say. Yes. Wrong door. Can you grab it? But yeah, man, we gotta get better at this stuff. So this right here was reduce programs for the poor. It would equal large deficits from tax cuts, would put pressure on programs for the poor like Pell Grants, and it would just hurt Americans all the way around. So man, let's do some things to make sure that we're looking into some of the things that he's putting forward. Getting rid of income tax is going to be a big problem, man. So another thing, get that man a TikTok. He talking a lot of bullshit. You're right, China Wait. They did vote for him. I did not, but definitely they did. We got to get away from. We got to get people. People have to be more informed, man. Reparations for Caucasians. Wow, bro, that was really intelligent. All right, what we got next? On my first job, I was the only white boy on the all-black crew. That's exciting, Jim. Good for you, brother. You made it. They didn't kill you. Oh my goodness. Anyway, what else we got? I love how he reads the economic points that someone else wrote. Um, I'm not an economist.
Don't you think that if someone is not an expert in the field, they're going to go get the information from the economist who is the expert in the field?
Exactly. We talk to experts on these things, and we do research from experts who know what the fuck they're talking about. We learn from them. I'm not an economist, bro. I don't know what the fuck this shit, but I'm definitely not listening to Trump. I'm going to do some research.
Economist?
And I'm going to figure out what the fuck is going on. Yes. I'm not going to, what you think I'm going to go do an economic study on the income tax? What the fuck you think I'm going to do?
I'm going to go study tax law.
Oh my God. I'm going to do research like anyone else do and look at both sides and see what the end point is, man. The end point is that economists say that this is bad. They say that this would be horrible for the poor. That's what we're going to listen to. The people who are the experts. Higher tax for poor, no tax. That's real. That's what they want, man. They want to tax us to the point where we are paying for everything and they are paying for nothing. These are one of the only taxes. The income taxes is one of the only taxes that they are paying more of than we are, because they own corporations, they own businesses. So one of the things that I'm out. You don't have to like Trump, but use your brain and not your. What did we say that was hateful? What are you talking about, Andrew? What did we say that was hateful towards Trump? We're talking about the economy. We said that this plan would not work. What is there else to say? Criminals gotta go. I agree, man. Criminals do gotta go. If you're here illegal and you're committing crimes, you should have to go. Obama did a great job of getting rid of motherfuckers. And Biden also did a great job of getting rid of people who were criminals. But right now, we got these people who running in churches, running into schools. They're not looking for criminals anymore. No more taxes for the workers. Tax the
show
foreigners.
That one right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
That one underneath there. Oh. I call BS. The rich pay more taxes than we do. No, they do not.
They do not. They do pay more income tax, most definitely. But when it comes to regular taxes, they're looking for all the loopholes. And then we give them so many tax incentives for bringing their corporations to cities. We give them like tax breaks for like 20, 30 years just for bringing their companies to the cities. Biden let the criminals in. Oh my God. What did Biden do? Did he go to the border and say, "Hey, are you a criminal? Come on in. Come on in. You're a criminal." No, man. No. Biden did a good job of letting people out. Do you want to know how many people Biden sent home? Because it was a lot. It was more than Trump's. And I'm not lying. Look it up. He sent more people home. Hey, Biden let a lot of people in legally that Trump is sending home. Yeah, man. At one time, they tried to pass a bill through Congress to get the border, to get the border security tighter. What did Trump do? He stopped the bill for he can run on it because you idiots love him so much. He blocks the bill because he doesn't care. He's just trying to make himself look good. Let's see. Biden left the door wide open. Nah, man. Congress, the Senate, they all left. They all tried to pass bills, man. And Trump called in and told them, don't pass the bill. Biden had to do it on his own. He had to put legislation through on his own when he tried to get Congress to act. I'm not repeating talking points. It's the fucking truth. Another black man trying to negatively influence others by sounding smart with their... Hey, man, look, bro. I'm telling you the truth, man. You can go look it up. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see Mr. Medina's comment. It's the poor people that voted for him. Now they're the ones paying for their mistakes by paying more taxes. So they should be rejoicing in this. Dumb basement dwellers, as he called them. Exactly. Yep. Now Andrew Cock, you know you didn't read the bill. So don't even sit here and act like you were reading the bill and knew what was going on. You wasn't reading it. You didn't read the bill, man. Hit that button, go loud the studio. Yeah, I think you just should be fine.
Just match it up. Drag the thing to match it.
Oh, the puzzle piece. See it?
Piece. Oh.
Yeah, that's all. Should be good. All right, man. What's our next story? I got reduced federal investment deficits from tax would make it difficult to invest in the well-being of lower income students also. So let's go ahead and move to the next one, man. Increase tax burden on the poor, ending income tax would shift the tax burden away from the wealthy and onto the poor and the middle class. That's my last point on that one there. Let's see here. What I got? We'll be talking about inflation again. I thought we already did that. All right. If you thought
we did, you did.
Yeah, I thought so. Go ahead and tell yours. Go to the hot mess.
Well, before we head into the hot mess, I wanted to go ahead and talk about the Oklahoma State Board of Education this week. This week on Tuesday, they approved a proposal requiring parents to report their immigration status or proof of citizenship when enrolling children into public schools.
Man, that's crazy.
The board voted unanimously to by the state legislature to approve this. So they're still needing approval by the state legislature, basically, and the governor before this proposal can take effect. But the controversial rule would require a parent of a child or a child's legal guardian to provide proof of U.S. citizenship at the time of enrollment. So basically, if you're not if you're an illegal immigrant, you don't have those papers in order to enroll your children into school.
Man, I just think it's crazy now. Go ahead, hit the button, bro. That kids trying to go to school, that you guys are really trying to use kids to catch their parents, and even send some kids out. It's evil, man. We even got an ASU. We had a group in ASU, the Republicans group in ASU. I'm not 100% on their name. They are sending out information to try to get their fellow students arrested and sent home for ICE. And they're telling other people to make sure that if they see anybody that looks like they are illegal, to call ICE. This is the type of stuff that we're dealing with right now. We had another teacher who came online and went and said that, hey, any students, and he was a substitute teacher, any students in his class that he thinks are illegal, he'll be calling ICE on. Does this sound like some shit that you want to live in? This sounds like Nazi America, man.
Your best friend calling ICE on you.
All right, you call that, where your papers, man? And you know people gonna start acting like that. Where your papers? Let me see them. I'm calling ICE on you. Like, this is the world that we're living in right now, and people are okay with this. We got people asking for your papers. You can't go nowhere. You have you speak Spanish, they're gonna be calling ICE on you. ICE gonna be showing up. You just chilling, doing your thing.
Yep.
Here come ICE.
Another thing
What's
that
wrong
happened
with that? Are you crazy?
Another thing that happened this week. One America News Network would soon replace NBC News and Breitbart, would swap with National Public Radio in a coveted Pentagon press corps workspace under a plan shared with journalists on Friday night. In what the Pentagon is calling a new annual media rotation program, the New York Post will also be invited to move into the New York Times workspace. And a fourth outlet affected by the rotation program, Politico, would be replaced by HuffPost. 3 of the changes set to take effect on February 14th elevate relatively small and ardently pro-Trump media outlets, while sidelining more popular mainstream news organizations. So everyone that's going to have a seat at the table to ask their questions in the room
has to be pro-Trump.
Has to be pro-Trump.
I mean, this is not new. This is something he did last time when he was in office. He made it very point. He didn't want. Go ahead, switch the camera. He didn't want to have anyone at the table who would ask him hard questions. He doesn't want that. He wants all softball questions. He doesn't want to have to. He wants all sucking up, and he wants all people that's going to be cronies and just sucking his balls. That's the only people he wants around him. That's why he's firing so many people so he can put in loyalists. That's all he wants. This is the guy that we're dealing with. He wants to be king in a country that does not believe in royalty.
Right.
Except some of his followers. But us normal people don't want to be part of a monarchy.
We don't even care what the royals do when they bring out the news for them.
Man, they tripping. So that's going into that. Trump only wants loyalists. The FBI setting a dangerous precedent for the current administration. He's firing anybody that doesn't agree with him.
Yep. You're right.
Yeah, it's you.
And, if you worked on January 6 investigations or Trump's legal cases, you might want to start packing because Trump's DOJ is demanding a list of thousands of FBI agents and prosecutors so that they can be fired.
And we're not talking about a small shakeup. Seasoned FBI agents are bracing for a mass purge. If Trump thinks you're disloyal, you are out.
Yep. And this is straight up revenge
switch the camera.
Politics. He wants to wipe out anyone who played a role in investigating him or the insurrection.
Mm-hmm.
If you brought a case against Trump, he's firing you.
Which means law enforcement isn't being run based on justice, but based on loyalty to Trump. That's a dangerous precedent.
It's beyond dangerous. It's authoritarian.
Definitely.
And the FBI is stunned by how far Trump is willing to go to make sure that he is okay and nobody undermines or is disloyal to Trump.
Put that up from Jeb Bush. What's up with it, Jeb? Jeb Bush. MAGA equals Moscow agents governing America. That's for real, man. Man, and then, like you say, Obama 2028, they're trying to say that Trump is going to run a third term because his third term, because he didn't
put in
run
a proposal for him to be able to do that.
Right. Because he didn't win consecutively. They're trying to get this dude another term. This is crazy. They're really trying to make this dude a king. I mean, if this goes through, the justice system as we know it could be on the chopping block. We'll be watching, man. Stay tuned, my people.
Lastly, I going into the hot mess this week.
Mm-hmm.
I found a lot of things that were funny. I was like, that's a big mess.
Right.
But this one caught my eye. Soulja Boy is threatening to come after Bad Baddie, both legally and physically.
Oh my goodness. And
this is after the internet personality made allegedly false claims about his personal life. So in Bad Baddie's new diss track, Overcooked, she accused rival Alabama Barker of trying to steal her baby daddy, Levon. In addition to that, she is also accusing of having had intimate relations with Soulja Boy.
Oh God.
And Tyga. And she claimed that Bad Baddie is claiming that Alabama got pregnant. Both Alabama and Tyga swiftly have denied allegations, right?
Oh man.
And now Soulja Boy is jumping into it and saying, "Nah, bitch, nah, I ain't had nothing to do with you." That stink.
Dude,
you stink. I don't want that.
That's the reason why I don't get into Soulja Boy news. He is ridiculous. Straight up. Soulja Boy, man, how the dude is he in his 40s yet? Like, dude, like, grow up, bro. Can we get the remote for this TV back here? Grow up, man. Grow up. The Sony? No, the Sony.
No, he ain't. He 34.
He's 34. Still too old, man. You're like 5-6 years away from 40, man. You need to grow
Man.
up, man. For real, dude is ridiculous.
That's why I was just like, dude, this was just a hot mess.
Yeah.
Because how you just gonna.
All right. Go ahead, run the sports, man.
Habari Sports.
Yo. Suns got a win last night. Able to knock off the Golden State Warriors. Great game, man, from us. Finally, I mean, after the disappointing loss to the Timberwolves. This is Habari Sports, your go-to for all things basketball and beyond. I'm Damon Ellison, and we've got some topics a topic to talk about today. I just wanted to talk about the Suns, man, and their bounce back with a big win over the Warriors. I just, the inconsistency, we're getting a little bit consistent, a little bit. After a tough loss to the Timberwolves, the Suns came out firing, destroying the Warriors 124-98, and leading the charge, Devin Booker, who was out there playing like a man with a point to prove.
I mean, you're right, and honestly, he should. Booker got snubbed from the All-Star starters list, and you can tell that he felt disheartened, disrespected. He felt disappointed and felt like he deserved to have a spot on that squad.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and switch it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think he deserved a spot. The Suns have been way too inconsistent. We haven't looked good at all. And All-Star is earned by your team wins. And let's look at the Western Conference lineup real quick. We got Curry, SGA, LeBron, KD, and Cat. Now I get it, and all great players, but Booker has been balling all season. But I don't think he needs to be All-Star.
I mean, you're probably right. He probably don't need to be an All-Star.
No.
But meanwhile, in the East, you got Brunson, Mitchell, Tatum Towns, and Giannis. But let's be real. Book deserved a spot more than some of these other names.
Whatever. No, he didn't. And let Golden State know it's last night. He dominated on offense. He definitely did. Locked in on defense and reminded everyone why he's a superstar. He's definitely a star. But it's just not his year.
I mean, that's right. But Booker got all-star energy, whether the league gives him his respect or not. If he keeps playing the way he playing, it's going to be impossible to ignore.
It's over.
Booker.
It's over. Whatever. Suns fans, what do you think? Let us know. Did Book get robbed? Hit us up in the comments. More Habari Sports coming next week. Let's go ahead and run the comic book corner.
Comic Book Corner. Sponsored by...
Sponsor, hit us up at info@habarientertainment.com, and we will definitely get a package created for you can get sponsored on our show. We appreciate everyone that wants to be a part of it and everyone that has. Welcome to Comic Book Corner, the show where we dive into the deep stories and characters and the culture surrounding the world of comics. I'm Damon Ellison, like always, and today we're tackling a hot topic that's sparking debate once again, the new Spider-Man. I'm so sick of people talking about this damn show, man. It's so people get on my nerves. So the show came out this week. Finally, people have been complaining about DEI and racism and Harry Osborn being black and just every stupid thing you can think of. The show comes out and I love it, man. Spectacular Spider-Man swings onto Disney Plus. The new Disney Plus animated series, Spectacular Spider-Man, just dropped. And let me tell you, it lives up to the name, man. I thought it was really, really good. This show is amazing. First off, Hudson Thomas is back as Spider-Man, and Coleman Domingo absolutely kills it as Harry Osborn. It's a great cast, new characters, and a fresh take on the Spidey universe. Let's talk about that. The first episode, we got Doctor Strange. He makes an entrance, and right away, you know this is a different universe. Strange was not happy about it either. I thought that was pretty dope. And that Osborn introduction was pretty dope. It felt like it was Tony Stark beating Tom Holland Spider-Man sitting on his couch. I thought that was dope as ever, man. It's also a fantastic representation of a diverse New York, which, let's be real, it's how New York really actually looks. But you know, the anti, as they call everybody, woke crowd is going to be big mad over the fact that a couple of characters are black. But we're going to let them cry. This show is fun, exciting, and it's a fresh take on Spider-Man's world. If you haven't watched it yet, what are you waiting for, man? Go check it out, man. I really thought the show was really amazing. You know, they're mad because they made Connors, the lizard, a black lady. And I saw people online crying about that, calling her DEI. It's just a different universe, people. So it's a different universe, man. Just stop with the racism for 10 minutes, man. You people are never off the clock. It's crazy. Spectacular Spider-Man is off to a spectacular start, man. And I really can't wait till the next 2 episodes come out. And it should be really, really great. If you love to hate Trump, you're show that stupid comment, bro. If you love to hate Trump, you're idiots. No, if you voted for Trump, you're an idiot. Obama, Diddy, Big Mike, planned Bananarama in the basin. What? Take that down. Stupid. Democrat heads. Why didn't they tell you something in your nose? No, it's not something in my nose, but all right, man. Thank you, Shamika. Goodness, man, people are tripping. Shamika Smith. All right. But anyway.
We'll have to check out that new Harley Quinn comic too.
Yeah. They said it's a comic cover the new Harley Quinn. Oh, I haven't seen it. You seen it? Pretty good? Yeah. I have to check it out, man. I'll definitely check it out. No, man, it's just the glare, Shamika. It's not anything in my nose, mama. Oh, goodness, man. I can't believe that's what you came on to say. Like, what the fuck, doc? Put up Black Salami TV. It's wokies or brokies. Yeah. But this company is mine. So does that make me broke? All this building that we're in right now. Am I broke? Oh, but anyway, keep going down. We got like that. Somebody said, boo, Democrat heads. So y'all just gonna talk a whole bunch of craziness, huh? You Trump haters are not rational. It's Steve going right before. There you go. Show that one. You Trump can't spell hate. Haters are not rational. Why don't you bitch about the devastating mess that Biden and Harris circus showed left for Trump to clean up? Well, Biden already cleaned up. He already cleaned up Trump's mess. Then number 2, Trump is making this worse. So he's not doing a very good job of cleaning up anything when the prices of eggs have already went up more. And we've also had other groceries and products go up more. So that logic is kind of crazy, man. We're losing more. So I mean, to say that it's gotten worse under Trump under this first 2 weeks would be the truth. He's done a bad job so far, and he's done nothing, no plan, no promises to move anything for our groceries. He stopped talking about it. He said one thing, and that was it's going to be hard to bring down grocery prices, and went on with his life.
Yep. But he also said that, bringing down grocery prices was not a top priority of his. Right. Immigration was his top priority, exactly. And DEI is his top priority. Mm-hmm. So that is why he is focusing on immigration and DEI. Mm-hmm. He's not going to focus on bringing down grocery prices at all. And he's already said that, and we might as well just give it up because prices are just going to keep getting higher.
Show Joe Potter. Yeah, him, the one at the bottom, the newest one, yeah. You're right, Joe. That dude is weird. That dude is weird, man. I don't know what's wrong with him, man. Man, if he left, the DEI people wouldn't die. What? Because Biden ordered killing of 1.7 million chickens. Did he? Put it
Good
on me,
switch.
please. Biden ordered the killing of one. No, these farms of killing these chickens on their own, bro, because they're having problems with the bird flu. You know, y'all didn't want to hear that when Biden was in office. Y'all didn't want to hear that there was a bird flu going on. No one wants to hear that. But once now Trump's in here, now yes, the birds, they've been having issues. You understand that now. Like, get it together, man. Get it together, man. Harley Quinn. What is it called?
Fartacular, Silent but Deadly, first issue released March 26th.
Yeah, I got to check it out, man.
It's actual fart fetish content.
What the fuck? What? I hope you're joking, man. But DEI didn't earn it. Well, Shamika, with a name like Shamika, we know that people automatically know you're black when they look at your application.
And they automatically think that you're a DEI
And they
hire just based off of
automatically
your name.
think that you're not hireable just by saying you're seeing the name Shamika Smith. But you go ahead and you keep living your life like that doesn't happen and doesn't matter. Bird flu, yes, but it happened on Biden. Yes, the bird flu started in the last couple years. That's why eggs were expensive. But that's not what the people who were saying it was Biden's fault was saying. They were saying like Biden just passed some inflation law just to make the eggs high, just to be doing something.
And here's the thing.
Go ahead, switch it up.
Before Trump got into office, even though
Mhm.
bird flu was affecting our egg prices,
Right.
the eggs were still only about $5 a dozen.
Right, exactly.
Now that same dozen of eggs is $9. In 2 weeks since Trump has taken office, $9. It went from
man.
$5 to $9.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
Trump ain't did nothing about it. He ain't said, "Hey, let's go make sure we're tackling the bird flu.
That's real.
Let's bring down these egg prices."
Mm-hmm.
He ain't said nothing.
Yeah, man. How does Clarence Thomas even get his job? Wow.
He went to school.
Well, Clarence Thomas
became a lawyer.
He has
became a judge.
He has the merit to get where he was at, man. I mean, I don't agree with everything that he does. He is a very Republican Supreme Court justice, but he earned his spot. I'm not, just because I disagree with him don't mean he didn't earn where he's at. Yeah, man, we're seeing $8, $9, $7, $8, $9 eggs here, man, in Arizona, man. So, yeah, man, in Arizona, that's where we're at. I don't know. Some people are seeing. I've seen a lot of places back east that's seeing $6, but here, that's what we're seeing, man. It's expensive.
The lowest price that I have seen for a dozen eggs in the last 2 weeks since Trump took office was $6.50.
That's insane.
That's the lowest that I have seen egg prices in the last 2 weeks.
That's insane, man. Yep. All right, man. Joe Craig, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. DEI, fairness is always needed. DEI, it's probably not needed at Papa John's, but if they put forward DEI initiatives and said that's what they want to do, if they're feeling that thing, but also you got to think about Papa John's at the corporate level also, not just at the cash register and pulling pizzas out level. You know, you want to be able to put people in the higher levels of corporations, Joe, not just pulling pizzas out of the ovens. So you can't think of just Papa John's as a job that when you're doing Papa John's, but you got to think about it as for the people who want to be VPs, CEOs, and those things like that. So, man, I want to thank everybody for watching, man. I really appreciate all you guys that have commented today. If you want to follow the page, make sure to follow us at habarientertainment.com on all platforms and on YouTube also. We really appreciate YouTube. Everybody from TikTok today, thank you. We appreciate you guys. And we'll be back same time next week, 11 a.m. Saturdays, for we can discuss what's happened through the week. And if you have anything that you want to say, email us at info@habarientertainment.com like always, or you can just comment on the show, and we will speak your comment out if we can get to it. All right, man. We appreciate you guys.
Holla, holla.
Peace.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.
Did you work the 12th?
Yes, I've done every weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, except for last week.
Except for last week.
Yep, last week I only did Saturday. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 streams.
All right, let's get it going for y'all.
All right.
All right, Aiden.
All right.
I appreciate you this week.
No problem.
Good job.
Was tomorrow?
I don't know for sure.
Okay.
We'll see. I'll let you know in the morning.
Yeah, let me know.
For sure. Have a good one, man.
All right. Y'all about to do his show.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go over here and take care of the tires.
Take care of the tires and going her over there. You shouldn't take that money because we already come over this way. Unless you're going to drive back over that way. It's up to you.
I hope you dropped your phone, Iesha.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's back.
Yeah.
Oh, it is back? That was short-lived. I was like a. Oh, was it a day?
Yeah, it literally was like less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
But when we
It
went
was one of
live
those
the
breakups.
day, the weekend after that, the guest was driving in his car. And TikTok was like, boop, community violation. You're not driving. You're not hands-free. For somebody that wasn't even us.
Wait, is it still
They
live?
They just excuse me. They just see us all as one. They see you on the
Like
side.
it, but it was hands-free. Oh, it's right there. Alrighty, so you'll be on this chair here, and this will be your headset and everything. Dip is gonna be hanging out. He was gonna be our co-host today, so he'll be next to you. and then yeah, that's it for now.
Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is
yes.
keep some of the flour right there by me, so just in case if you want, it's up to you guys. I can shoot.
Yeah.
I'll
I
take
do.
the flour off or
If you
whatever
drop
you guys
names
want.
of the sponsors
Yeah.
or whatever, like, oh yeah, so
Yeah.
I went and talked to so and so, like
Yeah.
these guys right here, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Yeah, for sure.